Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television and Board Games. Today we're doing a dual review of Magic number 14, continuing the second arc of the series. Written by Jed MacKay, art by Guara. Arianna Consonni is the colorist, with Ed Dukeshire as the letterer. Alright, so we are continuing the journey of this trio. We got Garrick, we got Chandra, and then we've got Nico. All are now on a quest to go figure out who the specter was that talked to Nico. I think it's Nico. Might be Nico? Nico? I'm going with Nico. So they go into a haunted forest that will challenge them before giving them a tool to figure out who the specter is. It's a solid issue. I know the previous issue I wasn't like the biggest fan of, and I think this arc is so far, but I think out of all the issues released for this arc, this is the best one, both in story and art. It's really, really good. Partially because it goes and it dives into the trio. It gives us a lot of background about the three of them, and we learn about a lot of them, about what is haunting them, like literally haunting them. So add some depth to the character. Plus, you get some slight tension, and it's very Luke going into the cave and having to face his fears type of story. Seen it a million times, but I think this is just done really, really well. It also, I think, sets them up for what's going to happen. Like, you really get a sense of, like, this is a good trio that's going to fight, and it's going to be a good fight. So it's solid. I think the other thing that's really good about this is, I imagine what they're seeking out is a magic artifact. It's not one that I remember familiar with, but the comic kind of feels like it does a minimum of referencing spells and worlds and all that stuff. Like, it just feels like a fantasy comic, which I think this arc has had some issues balancing that a little bit. The thing that I really like, though, is the reveal at the end. Who's the specter? What's the specter? For folks who have been reading the series all along, it feels like a really solid payoff. For folks who have dove in on this arc, you'll probably get it, but it definitely, if you've been reading the whole series so far, I think it really is a solid reveal. So overall, I just think the issue is a really, really big improvement. The art itself, too, feels like an improvement. Like, this is, I think, some of the best art of the series. The colors pop, the design is really cool. There's actually some really great page layouts. I don't want to spoil anything, but let's see if I can... Yeah, so I just think there's some solid page layouts, and just it works really, really well. But overall, that page is awesome. That's such a cool design. So overall, I think the issue is the strongest of this arc, and probably one of the strongest of the series so far. Really good, really interesting, and I like where it's taking the story and the trio of characters. You can go get this now. It is in comic shops. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code, it'll tell comic shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own copy. There'll be affiliate links, so you get a small percentage. By doing that, you'll support our site, so thank you. And speaking of support, you can check us out every single day at Board Game Today. We find your latest comic, or for your board game news, role-playing news, miniature games, all that stuff, all at Board Game Today. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, all at Board Game Today. If you're into comics, check us out at Graphic Policy. Latest news, reviews, all that and more. Check us out also Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, all at Board Game, or at Graphic Policy as well. As always, really appreciate you watching. I fumbled the end. Really appreciate you watching. Till next time, keep rolling those dice, get your game on, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching Board Game Today. We always appreciate your views and your support, but there are so many ways for you to support our site. Not only can you do right here on video, but you can go and check us out at BoardGameToday.com, where we have more news, reviews, interviews, everything you could ever want. But since you're here, if you could, you can always give us a like, subscribe, or share our videos, or watch something else. Is always much appreciated, and get your game on.